and welcome back to OT with Rayleigh. In previous videos, I have discussed post-traumatic stress reactions, environmental triggers of stress responses, and co-occurring conditions of PTSD, all of which can be barriers to daily functioning. In this video, I will talk more about occupational therapy and how it can help overcome those barriers to daily functioning. During World War I, occupational therapists worked with service members who were shell-shocked. Shell shock is a condition coined by soldiers which impaired their ability to function. They often presented with tremors, fatigue, nightmares, and confusion. Although shell shock is not PTSD, it is now recognized as a stress reaction which can lead to PTSD. Today, occupational therapists work with service members with combat and operational stress reactions, as well as those diagnosed with PTSD. OT helps veterans engage in daily meaningful activities in spite of post-traumatic stress reactions and environmental triggers. OT also supports military members in their transition to civilian life through focusing on life skills, implementing routines, and helping them to fulfill their roles. OT can also address wellness, support recovery, or other domain goals the client has, such as returning to work, vocational training, or housing support. Occupational therapy has a role in mental health through helping the client build social support, lifestyle management, and life skills. OT focuses on addressing wellness, recovery, support, and managing stress. When barriers arise, whether it is due to a mental health condition or physical condition, OT focuses on implementing goals and objectives. The goals are based off of what the client wants to accomplish after therapy, and the objectives are smaller tasks which make the goal more achievable. For example, I have talked a lot about how physical activity can help reduce PTSD triggers and stress responses, therefore leading to greater participation in occupations. A goal which can be implemented is I want to be more fit. Objectives affiliated with this goal would be I will walk 2 miles a day, I will diet 75% of the time and prioritize my protein intake, and I will journal my workout each time to help me stay on track. These objectives help complete the goal since they are tailored to working out and are a part of the client's outcomes from therapy. The role occupational therapy plays in enabling function is to identify barriers to participation, creating client-centered goals, and developing interventions which enable participation in daily occupations. That being said, let's talk more about the specific barriers I mentioned in the last video and provide more information of how OT can help overcome these barriers. In the previous video, I mentioned post-traumatic stress reactions, which can interfere with participation in leisure. Oftentimes, we see a decreased engagement in leisure due to stress responses or triggers. Veterans of PTSD may experience hyperarousal, making it difficult for them to relax or participate in an occupation which isn't an obligation. OT can employ mindfulness activities and relaxation techniques which decrease arousal and enable the client to better relax and have more participation. These techniques can help manage their stress reactions and daily activities if they aren't ready to participate in trauma-focused psychotherapy. Another barrier I had mentioned was a decrease in quality of life. This is often caused by a decrease in resilience. For some people with PTSD, they may withdraw participation in meaningful activities, which can lead to a decrease in quality of life. OT can help improve quality of life through helping people re-engage in meaningful activities. Lifestyle management is an intervention OT may use to improve quality of life. Lifestyle management can include increasing engagement in physical activity, enabling participation in meaningful occupations, or implementing routines which help the individual to better fulfill their roles. Support challenges are a key barrier we see among individuals with PTSD due to the effects it has on all occupations. Support comes from family, close friends, or even peers. Employment is a great intervention to this barrier due to the support work provides. You're accompanied by people that have similar interests to yours, you're able to make connections with your colleagues, and you're doing something you enjoy. For veterans specifically, work creates a sense of involvement and gives them a purpose which is greater than themselves. In the previous video, I had stated veterans often struggle when relating to others outside of their military peers. Work provides them with a focus on their skills, which they can develop new connections around. OT supports both work and social support through helping with mobility, which is how someone gets around in both their home and within the community. Support groups and focusing on how physical, social, and mental health influence an individual and their environment. The last barrier I'll discuss is the increase in self-isolation. OT can enable social participation through educating the client on local support groups, encouraging social interaction with friends and family, and encouraging engagement within the community. OT can help with limiting stress reactions and triggers to further provide success with social participation. In this video, I have discussed barriers which inhibit occupational engagement, but I've not truly defined what occupations are and why they're so important to OT. Occupations are meaningful activities which make up an individual's day-to-day life. This includes dressing, driving, taking care of others, and so much more. Occupational therapy focuses on creating interventions which are client-centered. These activities often help enable participation in occupations which the client may present with barriers in. When working with clients with PTSD, OT educates the client on coping skills which address the post-traumatic stress reaction that interferes with their daily functioning. OT also engages the client in incrementally graded activities, which the client identifies as important to them, to quickly return them to participation. In video 1, I talked about triggers, which are sights, sounds, smells, or places which elicit a stress response. A stress response includes avoidance, hypervigilance, or flashbacks, which I discussed in video 2. These all present for the concern of occupational boundaries, which in turn decrease occupational performance. Therefore, OT addresses the individual's current occupational functioning and works towards goals developed collaboratively with the client. OT can also address social challenges and provide more interventions to increase occupational engagement. It provides support and promotes healing, creating a greater chance of success among goals and when overcoming occupational boundaries. That's a wrap on video 3. Thank you so much for watching. In the next videos, I'll discuss the process of OT, how to find OT near you, and provide local resources.